What up, fish people? Kenny E and lovely Danny with Danik Aquatics. So how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to another Sunday night stream. Danny and I have a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline. First thing is we're going to figure out to finally get some good quality videos for y'all. I did download a better editing program, so I'm going to start to learn it this week. I have used another one that I was using for the first two videos of my family fish tour. And anyway, so I guess what I'm trying to say, guys, I am going to get better at this for us all. So anyway, that's what we've got going on.
I really like the name Neurotic Aquatic.
Yeah. All right, let's welcome everybody to the first in the night was Miss Candy Overhauls. How you doing, Candy? Kimberly Holtz, how are you? Mickey M, always great to see you, sir. Griffin Fish Room, good to see you. Cody Son, nice to see you, my friend. Sand Creek, Miss Amy's in the house. Sharon Miller, good to see you. Mr. Dragon Lair, good to see you, sir. Melissa Renee, good to see you. Vanowski Tanks in the house. Always good to see you, Vanowski. PJ Palmer, good to see you. Jess with Manes, Tails, Spurs, and Fins in the house. While I'm thinking about it, she will be starting a new live stream on Monday nights with Chubbs. They're going to be down in the bayou, it's going to be called. I believe she said it will be starting at 9 p.m. Central, so 2-hour deal. It'll be from 9 to 11. That'll be her and Chubbs down in the bayou. Be sure to check it out. Holly Gibbs, great to see you. Muppet 929, good to see you. Rattle Trap Fishing, good to see you. Big A's Aquariums, great to see you. Carrie, good to see you. It's Carrie Habercorn. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Lauren Ashley, good to see you. Bruce Laurel, good to see you. Mismatched Socks, formerly Jessica, great to see you. Maria Z, always great to see you. Grumpy's Mike Fish, good to see you. Mr. Fish Sir, Brad, good to see you. Catfish Terry in the house, good to see you, Terry. Texas Fish Room, good to see you. Lori Becker, always great to see you. Ian with Nat Atkins Natural Aquariums, great to see you. Pam, Punchy Paints, good to see you. The other Tiffany, always great to see you. Neurotic Aquatics, good to see you. Muppet 929, good to see you. Brian with Pepland Creek Aquatics. And I think I'm at the bottom here, guys. Fishing Mon, good to see you.
Fish Tank Barn.
And Mike with Fish Tank Barns, good to see you, Mike. So anyway, guys, and Chevy Fish, good to see you. 808 Tanks, great to see you. So anyway, like I said, we are starting to get our stuff going here. I'm going to start putting out a lot better quality videos. Was one of the main things that we were wanting to get going. So Danny had a good couple of days. I cashed in a bunch of my store credit for her. So you could tell them what you got. I got three night gobies.
And then basically Danielle went shopping. So I got, since I'm getting a whole bunch of different kinds of guppies and stuff, and I need to keep their water harder, I got these really cool stones. They're like you use them in like saltwater tanks and you attach corals to them. But these rocks raise the pH and hardness in the water. So I just grabbed one for each of my guppy tanks. And so, but you know what? I wonder, I don't think they're salty. Oh, they're not salty. I know, I just licked a rock. I'm sorry. Get that look off your face.
Well, I mean, that's got to be against every COVID protocol there is. I mean, we don't know who was fingering it at the thing. It's not like you
I've
I mean,
been
good Lord.
washing my rocks. They're washed.
When did you wash them?
I just washed them about an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
And then I know I'm really late to the party, but I got myself some Dragonstone and I got some big pieces and some little pieces. Like, here's one of my big pieces.
So Fish Tank Barn says, no, they are coralline rocks made mostly of calcium.
Yeah.
Bentley Pasco, welcome to the chat. Also got Holly Gibbs came on in. Good to see you, Holly.
So since I've never actually aquascaped with Dragonstone before, I bought myself a little bit, and then I bought some little pieces, accent pieces for the bottom. And oh, I know. I also got this really big log. And so I think that I'll put it in my discus tank. What are you laughing about, Ken?
Looks great, honey.
Sorry. And then I bought Kenny something from Aquarium Co-op. I got one of them.
Oh, I forgot. I did get that. Yes, I did. Makes me bag it easier. Yes, it does.
Well, this is replacing now. If you don't have one of these, it's supposed to be indestructible, and it's a really cool kind of plastic.
Which I need. Which I will admit I need. I'm horrible on things. Like, I can't believe it's a good thing this thing here, this here computer thing. Because I mean, it is surprised it's still with us, actually, as many times as it's been dropped.
Well, that clear container is replacing my fish pitchers that usually hang on the side of the tank and then can catch fish that way. But this is a much nicer size. And then, even though this is, I have to say, is Kenny and me, I got a whole bunch of Aquarium Co-op sponges. So I'm transferring out slowly but surely, going over to these sponge filters in a whole bunch of my little tanks. And I'm just switching them out as I can do them. I kind of buy 10 at a time, and then I buy the no clog air stone, and then I hot rod them all ahead of time before we go to use them. That way they're already put together, like, see, so I hot rodded it, and that way it's all ready to go when Ken puts it in a fish tank, if he does. That way he doesn't forget to put the air stone in it. So I made it Ken proof.
Let me welcome Miles, Fish Whisperer Miles, to the chat. Byron Bowman, absolutely. I got the smart answers down. 31 years with the woman. I know how to say the right things. Yeah, next month will be 31 years with this woman. So I got it down, man. Lazarus the Fish Boy, great to see you, my friend. Yep, I know how to say the right things when I need to. I tread the water just perfectly.
He does have it down. Yeah, those specimen containers that, oh my gosh, I actually love the plastic that it's made out of. It's not the kind that's just going to crack when you drop it. It's Kensident proof.
Hey. We'll start talking about Kensidents now. You just behave. You don't talk about that no more.
I promised I'd stay away from that topic tonight. It's okay.
And I'll admit, she was the one in Genius. If you look right there. She's like, why do we have to put all this Daniken stuff when they already are at our channel and they already know who we are? So she came up with the ingenious idea, just going Kenny E and Danny. So we have more room for people to see it, because she was complaining because I always look like this in the chat. So she goes, you look like you're just a man with a head. So I'm like, okay, what do we do about it? So anyway, that was Danny's idea.
Oh my goodness. So Carol Braswell said her and her husband are 31 years also.
Congratulations, Carol. That's awesome. Oh, more exciting news. Because the reason I thought of it, because Carol maybe remember, I have been working on my Spring Tea account. I've already got coffee cups and a couple other things made. I'm going to probably, by the next stream, I'll have that up for anybody that wants merch. I will actually have a merch account.
I can't wait to get my own Daniken mask.
Yeah, I'm doing the masks. So we got a couple cool things in the pipeline.
So Dragon Lair, you and I must have like this symbiotic relationship or something, because I was doing all the hot riding of my aquarium co-op sponges last night too. Yeah, I just took them all downstairs, set them out on a table, and just started putting them all together. I love it. Love it.
Hey,
love it.
Mike, behave now. How does he know that story? You must have been telling stories when I was gone.
Well, what are you talking about?
Fish tank, when I said about the mask, he does it guard against tiger fluid?
No, you told him that.
Did I tell him that story?
You did.
Oh, my Lord.
Alzheimer's.
Yes, Byron, we will have mugs.
I don't think they're travel mugs, though.
I can make a travel mug. They gave us a bunch of different choices.
See, Candy, my girl, is backing me up. She said, "You told that story, kid."
I don't recall. I guess I am getting old. Candy always takes your side. I don't get it. Now, Candy, I took the time to come see you. Did Danny?
I tried. I was at the campground. Nobody else showed up.
Oh, my God. Hold on. The Oscars are doing it again, and this time she's got a hold and won't let go. I don't want her. That guy's. Hold on. Take over.
Okay. We have Oscar set. This poor, the male's mouth is just tore up. Had a little fire issue. Moonstone? What do you mean you had a little fire? Oh, a fire as in issue, not as in a real fire. Well, with all the fires we've had going around here lately with all the smoke, I was over there in Wyoming. I was in Yellowstone National Forest, and all the smoke from Oregon and Washington went over in there. I'm so glad I went to go see the Grand Tetons the first day we were there, because after that, you couldn't see them for the whole rest of the time that we were there. It's like, oh, good. At least we got to do that. Maria Z, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. She said, so how are you doing, Danabin? My dad's doing good, too. So, yeah, Ken tried to put a barrier in there so they couldn't get to each other, and they tore it down. It wasn't up very long. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Moonstone. So we lit up Southern Oregon, kids in the house on evac, major drama, and very traumatized adults, kids.
Almost there. Just got to get the tank herpes off me.
I'm trying to rid my house of duckweed, and I've been doing that. So I came home from my vacation, and Ken had the whole house cleaned up. He had all the water changes up to snuff. There wasn't anything that I had to come in and start doing. And so I've been able to try to duckweed free my fish tanks. I've been able to do some aquascaping, and I've been able to move some fish. I'm having just a wonderful time, just kind of tinkering with everything. Chewy was not involved in the drama, Moonstone. The only thing with Chewy is he came down with a fungus type infection where it was like starting to eat his flesh under his gill, and so I medicated him, and he's all better now. So he's doing really good now.
Sorry about that, guys.
But he scared me to death. I didn't know what that was.
This Oscars are the one is really starting to. His lips are almost starting to get really bad and sore. So
Melissa Renee is asking if there's any tips for taking care of Oscars that you have.
limit it to 2.
Yeah. That's a good piece of advice.
A lot of people will tell you to stay away from them. I'm one that doesn't believe in that. Oscars are some of the most personable. Man, I still got that stuff all over me. They're some of the most personable fish you'll ever have. Unfortunately, though, when they do start to get to breeding size, they start to get rather nasty with one another. That is the only thing I will say. Expect it. Although our first pair, I don't remember them ever being this aggressive towards each other. Do you? I mean, they were sweet as pie and made babies, and there was no ripping each other's lips off like these two have been doing.
Yeah.
And then we're even starting to have issues with the two behind us. P has been picking on the poor little guy there. So I don't know if it's just like everybody decided to get mature at once. But I'm actually going to take the one out of the 55 again and put back behind me, because the one that's in there with him has to heal up. It's been pretty bad.
So Sharon Miller says, Kenny and Danny, I bought some Tetra Baby dried shrimp, only $2.38 on Amazon for my med skippers. I just soak in a little tank water before feeding. So that's cool.
I tell you, Sharon, I don't know if you've seen my video. I got those new night gobies, and that little deal is working out awesome.
Yeah.
These night gobies are little piglets, and my biggest reason I wanted something in there with them is because what's so funny now?
Moonstone, I'll tell you in a minute.
So anyway, these little gobies, I mean, are eating all the stuff that the mud skippers are leaving behind. And last night I figured out a new problem now is that I'm hoping that the mud skippers are getting enough, because I put in big chunks last night, and the mud skippers got a few, but I watched those gobies devour 1.5 of those. And there's only 3 fish this big. They're tiny. And anyway, so that might be a deal. But we'll try that shrimp too.
So good. Moonstone said, I think you need a bigger pleco though. And then I was just watching as I read that. The giant pleco up behind your head.
Oh yeah. Now guys, I'll tell you, that's something bad had happened this week. I've never in my life ever heard of such a thing.
Oh,
but Danny was sitting here the other night, and it was right. Where was I? I was somewhere out doing something. I don't know where the heck I was at. But I get home, and she goes, "I'm sorry, you lost one of your Texas cichlids." I said, "Well, what do you mean? He was fine. What happened?" She said that the 2 plecos attacked the thing and sucked his eyeballs out. I have never heard of a pleco attacking a cichlid. Has anybody in the chat ever heard of this? But it's true. I mean, he's dead on the hands of a pleco.
Oh, it was awful. Awful. I just heard thrashing and popping, and oh my gosh. So,
that's actually the little pleco, Moonstone. That's the smaller of the 2.
We all know. We've seen the giant one go behind your head. It looks like, you should have the theme of Jaws behind you. Dun, 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 dun. It's crazy.
Yeah, I would highly recommend them, Sharon. Those night gobies are cool.
Yeah, they were really cool. Maria Z. Ew. Yeah, tell me about it. I was sitting there just minding my own business.
I've been keeping fish for now, 6 to now. So what is that, 46 years?
Yeah.
I've never seen a pleco attack a fish like that. I didn't witness it. She saw it. So now I can see them going up and cleaning up the scraps if one of the other cichlids did it. But Danny said she didn't see any other cichlids messing with them.
And he was still alive. Oh, it's awful. That was not good. I just didn't know that plecos would do that. I was shocked and why do we have gross stories on our channel?
Sharon, I got mine from a local fish store called Kay's Pets. but I know those are quite common in the hobby. I'm pretty sure you should be able to find them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Holly, I couldn't believe I've never in my life have seen that.
Yeah. Melissa Renee says, I had a pleco get to 12 inches long. I think the one behind Ken's head is getting about, or
2
not
feet.
that, not that's the little one. The one that the big one in there, it's getting to be about 2 feet. So,
But I do have intentions of getting bigger tanks, so you'll just keep being moved. Now let me tell you guys something. You ever try to get a 2-foot pleco in a net? It ain't easy, man.
yeah, Carol Braswell said we had to rehome one that got 18 inches.
I actually, when I catch him out of my tanks now, have to use a fisherman's net. Luckily, I've got a walleye one that I use because a lot of times I release the walleyes. So I've got one that's like this soft, felty stuff, so it won't hurt him. So that's what I've been using.
Rubber. It's great. But thank you. Yeah, these blues are. I'm working, trying to get them downstairs into a 30 to breed. But just on my list of to do.
So you guys, and I just now noticed this. So I got to bring it up.
What?
When did my Vikings blanket become your little cover thing for the light up there?
Tonight.
Not that it matters this year. They suck, but.
Well, you know, it was handy. And see, if I don't have it up there, then there's just this giant glare.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be kind to everybody in the chat and be thoughtful.
Okay.
You know.
But we have a million blankets in the house. It has to be the Viking blanket.
So Chewy LTD says vampire plecos also have that characteristic.
Huh. Never knew it, Chewy. Never in my life. Hey, I want to say hello to George from Aqua Balls. Good to see you, sir.
The aquarium cowboy, and he says, howdy.
How you doing there, cowboy?
I'm going to assume that it is a boy or man.
Hey,
because it says cowboy.
Be careful. We know how that works.
But it doesn't say cowgirl. It says cowboy. And I do think there's a distinct difference.
Yeah. Hey, Diego with Pasalix, multiple aquariums. How are you, sir? That's one of my Chi-Town boys.
Streetwise says, nice to see you both home. Yes, it's good to be back. I loved my vacation. Now I've been to Yellowstone. I'm glad I went. I loved seeing everything, but I don't want to go back.
Yeah, she came back dragging, man.
Well, I was hiking the whole time. I think one day I'd hike 12 miles, another time 10, 7, 8, 5, 4. You know, I mean, we were hiking every day, all day. And it was just, but the thing I didn't like about Yellowstone is the drive in between major attractions. I felt like we spent a whole lot of our time driving, and I didn't like that.
Another thing I wanted to bring up this week, guys, that I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you have already subscribed to his channel, but our good friend Big J Fish Keeping is getting very close to 1,000. If you guys have not taken the time to go check out Big J, I'd sure appreciate it. He's a great guy, has awesome tanks. He's known for his huge catfish. He's got great big catfish in a big pond. He's worth a look anyway. So what did you got there? I just sold 6 snakes today. What?
That's awesome. Great. Yes, and Mr. Fish, sir, Brad, that's bacterial infection. Or not infection, but bloom, bacterial bloom. It'll go away on its own. Don't do like water changes to get like it gone. It'll just keep hanging around. Let it go through its whole cycle, and it won't hurt anything. It's just your tank will be cloudy for a couple of weeks tops, and then it'll all be crystal clear, and you're going to go, wow. Yeah.
Thank you, Candy. Miss always on the spot. Candy did just post Big J's channel if you guys want to go there and check him out. Oh, man. Be careful there, Miles. Man, I don't know how you do it. I'll tell you, there's a guy, Larry D's Fish Tanks or something he's called. You got a competitor now, dude. I watched this dude. I watched a video. It was like this little pepper gummy bear thing. And he popped it in. I watched him, dude. I told him maybe you and Miles need to do a stream together and have like a little contest who can tear each other up the most. But if none of you have seen, Miles loves to just abuse himself with peppers. I mean, this Norwegian body, which, by the way, spice to me is butter, okay? I mean, I watched this guy, and I almost want to, I mean, I can't get over it. I mean, he's a madman.
I agree, Streetwise. I appreciate Candy, too. Fish Whisperer Miles, I got plants. They need to grow.
Yeah. You have at that, brother.
So I never have before, other than one type of plant, ever had to trim plants. And I got some plants from Aquarium Co-op that literally are overtaking the tank, and it's been only like a month. They're growing like wicked fast. So I'm actually going to have to trim this week. And I already did some trimming. I took some and I kind of did put one of those lead, they're not really lead, but the weights at the bottom of the stems and let them sink into another tank. And that one's grown to the top as well. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I got the Pogostemon octopus growing like crazy.
Overstocked with platy.
Yes, Candy, it's the Pogostemon octopus. See, you knew without me even actually having to say what kind it was. But, you know, it's here I made the mistake of I did put, when I planted them, I put in a couple of the Aquarium Co-op root tabs. I think that kind of sent them off into Never Never Land. But my crypts in there are growing like crazy too. So that's good. I'm glad they're growing fast. I've never seen crypts grow this fast.
Yeah, another cool thing that I'm doing.
Holly Gibbs, I have to trim tons of plants, the dead ones.
Holly,
Sorry.
I'm right there with you. And don't be laughing at my Holly. You're so rude.
It was a funny thing to say. But laughing at her, kind of with her.
Well, I must say, Holly, that's my norm. Yeah, I don't trim them. I pull them.
Mismatched Sock says, haha, I recently pulled all the pogo out of my tanks, grew too fast. Oh, but it's so pretty when it's growing right and it's not all hairy and out of control. So I'll go ahead and trim them.
Hi, Priscilla. Well, Priscilla's here. Let me make sure I let everybody know, too. Priscilla will be doing streams as well on Monday nights. She'll be following Bob Steamfot. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm drawing a blank on the times, but I'm sure Miss Candy knows. But anyway, Priscilla will be back in the game doing streams on Monday nights. Be sure to catch her. She, if you don't know, Priscilla is a heck of an artist. We have her and Punchy Paints, Pam, that are awesome artists in our thing. And then we also have Chris with Multi-Paints Addiction. But Priscilla, I guess from what I understand, and tell me if I'm wrong, Priscilla, there's going to be a little bit of fish, but mostly art, which is really, really cool. I personally have some of Priscilla's art, and I don't suppose we can have that handy where I can show some of it off. But is it in there with you, Danny?
No, I have it put into another place where I was getting ready to frame them.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, she has some awesome, awesome art, and she'd be definitely worth checking out.
Yes, Moonstone, I can do that. I can propagate the plant and sell it. I'll probably be taking some to the Aquarium Society if and when we ever get back together.
Well, speaking of the Aquarium Society, now Moonstone, you've been on me. I'm going to let you know my plan tomorrow. I've got pretty much everything caught up with, other than I have to learn this new editing program, get another video drop. Speaking of that, the next video being dropped will be Miss Priscilla's store. So you'll get to see her beautiful fish store. Anyway, I'm going to be basically making a YouTube channel for the Greater Portland Aquarium Society. And I'm going to also be making a Gmail account for us. And we will be on pace to have a meeting at least online. The second thing is Danny and I are strongly considering at least doing a swap or some sort of an auction at our home to try to get, I kid you not, man, my garage, I cannot even walk through it. I didn't even go fishing this year in my boat because of this stuff that I've got stashed for Guppus right now. I've got to clear my garage. So I'm going to have some sort of an open auction where, you know, at least we'll do that. Can't say that there'll be like an actual meeting. I'm solely thinking an auction where we have everybody over, bring it, any BAP fish. We will make it BAP and count for the club and all that. But we got to have an auction. I know there's lots of people with the buildup of fish right now.
And we just got more donations today.
Yeah, I got more donations again today. I go in just to buy fish, and Eric's like, hey, Kenny, take this for the club. Great, buddy. I appreciate you. And believe me, I appreciate it for the club's purposes, but we need to have an auction.
John Cox, he says, my notice did not show up. Yep, that happens. YouTube.
No, I'm really, Moonstone, I'm really thinking we're going to have an auction on our normal weekend. Me and Danny will host the club. I don't know how many. I'm pretty sure, especially in my lower fish room, I haven't got anything really in there yet. We just clear a couple tanks out. I could probably set up what, Danny? Probably 20 chairs in there. Then we also have a deck on the back side of the house that's covered. So we, you know, I just want to make sure we, you know, do the social distancing still. But no, we got to have an auction, man. It's either that or we're going to have an auction online. And I still, my wife and I are in argument about this. But if it goes online and, you know, some of the fish fam happen to be at the auction, now I will tell the fish fam this. If you bid on something, if we end up going to that, it's only going to be fish and plants. I'm not shipping and going to be hauling tanks down to the post office. Any of that, you know, maybe a couple small things I can see that will fit in a box, but tanks are out of the question. If you bid on a tank, you better plan on bringing your butt to Oregon to get it. But there, I've got.
Well, but Ken, settle down. You got to get approval through the board first.
Yeah, I know. Okay, fine. Kenny's Fish Club is.
Anyway,
guys, sorry to get off filter there.
I got more guppies coming this week. So I was downstairs kind of playing musical tanks with some of the fish so that I've got room for these guppies that are coming in. There's the big one right behind Ken's head, sucking on that rock. Now he's getting close to 2 feet long.
Rock's okay. About time. You know, you've had that algae there all the time. It has to be tasting better than my Texas cichlid eyes. That Texas cichlid had had almost 2 years, guys. He was getting pretty good size and pretty.
Oh, goodness. Yep. So, speaking of which, there's something I meant to talk about. So Bentley was coming up with, I was watching one of his streams earlier today, and he was talking about because of all the fires and all of the disasters that we've been experiencing all over. And power outages is one of the problems that we've all been experiencing up here in the Northwest. And Ken saw something that I wanted to mention. I thought it was a really brilliant idea. One of the biggest concerns when your power goes out is the oxygen for your fish, because you don't have the air pumps for the air to get into the tank and everything. And you can buy little USB pumps and battery operated pumps and things to help with that should your tanks go down. But, you know, like Ken and I have 65 tanks. So that's good, would be a whole lot of battery operated utensils or whatever. So one of the things that he had seen somebody do was they took like a water bottle and they had poked a whole bunch or a bunch of holes in it, and then they had the water bottle suspended over the fish tanks and it just dripped water in there. And I thought, well, what a brilliant idea if you went and did that like every hour or whatever during the power outage, you could get water to your fish. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there so that if you're ever in a situation and you need to aerate your tank, use a water bottle with some holes poked in it to do that surface agitation so that you get more oxygen into the water. So I wanted to pass that along. I thought the guy who thought of that was brilliant. What are you doing, Kenny?
I will talk to you after the stream.
Okay. So, yes, Carol Braswell, I thought that was a great idea.
How you doing, Tampa Town? Good to see you.
Yeah, I don't have a generator yet, Pepplin Creek. That's one thing on the to get list. So, what else? Anything else you want to bring up, Kenny?
Nah, I'm good.
I can't believe we're already 40 minutes into this stream. This is ridiculous. These go by so fast. And yeah. Let's see here. What's going on in the chat over here? See, yeah, generator, and then somebody says battery backups like used for computer works. Great as air pumps, use very little power. That's a great idea. That's really good. Yeah. Are you talking about like the power strips that hold like the battery so that your computers don't go off when the power goes out? Is that the kind that you're talking about?
It's the same thing you would use for computers.
Right, right. They're like the surge protectors, only they've got a battery in them, I think. I think that's what he's talking about. Danikin Aquatics, how are people holding maskless weddings at country clubs and we can't meet? I mean, they are dancing. I don't know. You have to follow the rules. I think we're still under state mandate. No groups over 50, I think it is. And sometimes our club meetings go over 50. Okay, so John Cox says they're sort of like have different ratings. The larger ones have like 4 hours for a computer. Byron Volman. Guys, sorry, watching NASCAR and your stream at the same time and my mind is pretty easy. So, Tampa Tom Fishing says that the bite on the water is hot right now. Is that in Tampa?
Nice. Let me welcome Ray Aquatics to the chat.
Ooh, Moonstone, that's a good idea. Florida has no restrictions.
Find that hard to believe. I mean, when I was down there, Florida was having issues.
True, John Cox. No one's right there for enforcing it. That's true. But because we do it at the Moose Lodge and they may have rules and all, so, you know. Yep. So yeah, it's everybody's just still, you know, there's two different camps on all of this, as y'all know. And I don't want to go into it because then that gets into political, and I don't do that on my stream at all. So Steamfot says Florida is 100% opened up.
Nice. So they must have went down.
Yeah, they were pretty hot and heavy there for a little while.
How you doing there, Mr. Steamfot? Bob from Steamfot Aquatics.
So John Cox, bars are limited, but school is open without a mask. So you've got the kids going to school, no masks, and where are you at?
Well, it don't make any sense with the. I mean, kids are.
Yeah, gotta protect the kids, kiddos. Yeah, Steamfot says just lurking. So I can't wait to use this. Need you to take some more fishing. I used up all your store credit.
Yeah, you did. And keep in mind, guys, it was quite a bit. It was quite a bit.
But I want to get more seriously into the aquascaping. Seriously. And, you know, I've always wanted to do some dragon stone. Always. But, you know, at $4.99 a pound, that adds up. So, and it's not something you can get at the landscape place. Priscilla did a super sticker, Ken.
Thank you so much, Priscilla. Appreciate that. Have to see what it is.
So, Byron, are you staying in the area that you're in currently, or are you trying to move out of state? What are you doing? Where are you moving to? Oh, Dragonlair says he's having to work extra because one of the clerks was exposed and has to be off for 14 days.
She did the beach for us. It's a little beach.
Nice.
Thank you, Priscilla. It's making me wish I was back at the beach.
Carol Braswell says, I'm so interested in aquascaping. I am too. I've been watching a lot of George Farmer lately. I love his stuff, and I've been watching a lot of MD fish tanks. Now, he didn't take any special classes. He just started doing. He's really good at it. Holly Gibbs says, didn't take me long to spend all of my first store credit this summer of $18.50, but tubbing was so much fun. That's great. Oh, good. Byron Volman says he's just moving down the road a few miles. Well, that'll make it nice, especially if you have a truck. So Streetwhite says Mondays evenings at 1600 is Corvus. That's 4 o'clock. 6 o'clock Corey, and is that 10 o'clock? 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock Steamfot, and then 10 o'clock Priscilla.
Okay.
I think I'm saying that right because you did that in military time, and Kenny was the military dude. I was just the wife.
1800 is 6. 2000 is 8. That means Priscilla's on at 9.
Okay.
Or excuse me, 2200.
That'd be 10, right?
10 o'clock. Eastern. Yeah.
Fishymon did 250.
Thank you, Fisherman. Appreciate it.
He didn't say anything.
It's because
That
it's
was
a sticker, sweetie.
Oh, I thought you could say stuff on stickers.
No, stickers is, I'll show you. It's
See, I'm still such a noob at all of this stuff.
no, I guess it was a super chat. He just didn't say anything.
Holly Gibbs says, but my swords are the prettiest ones in the place. I love swords. I'm really infatuated with the melon swords and the flame swords. Pretty, 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 pretty. Fishymon says, you're welcome. So Cichlid 23, hi, how are you doing tonight?
There he is. How you doing, Cichlids?
So is Griffin going on after us?
Yes, he is.
Carol
Griffin's
Braswell.
Fish Room. Thank you, Carol. Appreciate that. I owe you guys more than this for all the fish keeping knowledge. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much.
She says, I'm taking notes. Just little tidbits thrown out here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if you're coming to my stream late, Jess. I did let everybody know you'll be on at 9 Central. I told them all about the Down the Bayou show. Yes, ma'am.
So, Fish Whisperer Miles, yes, I spent quite a bit of time cleaning my Dragonstone. There was like this clay-like substance all over throughout it. And these beautiful colors popped out when I washed it. And I was in there scrubbing all my rocks for like an hour earlier, scrubbing and spraying them down. And I made a mess in the kitchen. I kind of got to go clean that up.
What did you do now?
Washed rocks.
Ugh.
Although I have to say that I did something really good. Normally when I'm cleaning plants out of a tank and everything, like I was trying to get rid of the duckweed downstairs. There's so many tanks that have duckweed, or there were several tanks with duckweed. So I took all the plants, especially the floating plants, Myalodia and stuff like that, and I took them upstairs and I rinsed them out, and I kind of just keep trying to get all the duckweed out of it before I put it back into the tank. And normally there's been times when I've left my plants on the counter too long, like a week. And Ken gets very frustrated when I leave my plants on the counter. So I was really super good citizen today and yesterday. I brought up the plants. I got the duckweed. It's taken me 2 days to get the duckweed out of this 20-gallon. 2 days. And so, but I worked really hard to get the plants all washed and cleaned and everything, so I get them put back in the tank. I put them all back in the tank today, so Ken should be really proud of me that I really pushed through and got the plants back in the tank rather than leaving them on the counter. Candy overalls. I hate duckweed. Oh, well, like Ken was just complaining. For some reason, there's duckweed in the Oscar tank. Why? Where did that come from? Now it has completely taken over the top of it. And when he went over there to try to take care of him, he comes back with his arm full of duckweed. In fact, I went into his bathroom, which is just off of our bedroom, and I was in there and I looked at the wall next to the switchblade. And there's all this duckweed all over the wall. And I'm like,
Where?
duckweed come from? In your bathroom.
It is not.
Bet me.
Well, it's probably because I try to wash and it gets on my elbows where I don't see it, probably. Just like, yeah, it's on this. I got to clean off this couch now because it's all over the couch.
See, now,
How you doing, Scott? It's great to see you, sir.
He says his Oscars love duckweed. Mine, they don't eat it. But they go up and they go pop, pop. And so then it starts going all over inside their tank. Like they look like they're in a snow globe. There's so much duckweed swirling around in the
And now
water.
they're sitting over there pouting.
gifts. Well, no, after a week, they're generally not growing so well, but it is by a kitchen window, so they're still growing or maintaining, I should say. But I have found that if you treat some plants really horribly terrible, they do the best. Like if I just leave moss in the tank, it'll grow. If I cultivate it and wrap it around a piece of wood, by golly, every time it'll die. And Carol Braswell, I love duckweed. It never turns brown, even dead and dried up for a week. Still green. She is right because the stuff that's hanging on the wall in your bathroom is still green. I have not tried to feed the duckweed to Kenny's Africans, but if I did that, then it might get duckweed in the African tank, and then it's just another tank for me to try to get the duckweed out of it. So, So Priscilla says, got a plant quarantine tank. Help.
That's funny.
Braswell says, absolutely the duckweed snow globe effect. You know what I'm talking about? They go pew pew, and then it's just swirling all over inside the tank, and it's like
then it gets inside the canister filter, and it's like, man. You ever try to clean duckweed out of a canister? It ain't no fun, guys.
Especially when the canister's down there going rah, 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 trying to work. It makes these awful noises.
Mike, that's a good idea. I forgot about that, about the Mbunas. They do like it. I do have a few Mbuna left in the house.
See, now, Candy, I didn't know that. She's had dried duckweed on a bucket for months, got rehydrated, and it lived.
What?
Yeah, that's not good. Fish whisperer mouth. Kenny E drinks the duckweed tea.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Gotta find a use for it, right?
I guess. Poor Holly Gibbs, I can't even grow duckweed very well.
Sickless23 says Mbuna will eat a spare truck tire if you throw it in there.
That's so funny. So Dragon Lair put it in with his, and it took them 4 days, but they ate it all. Moonstone, that explains everything.
Hey, Mary Page Flynn, great to see you.
Yep. Oh my gosh. This duckweed conversation has been a hoot.
Yeah.
Streetwise says duckweed is our biomixed metaphor.
Hey, Gnarly, how are you?
Carol Braswell, I gotta look up this Mbuna thing, the goat of the aquarium hobby.
Well, Carol, I will tell you, those you're going to want to keep in a tank all by themselves because they are vicious little boogers.
They are colorful.
They're colorful. They're beautiful. Can't keep them with any other Africans, but I keep them by themselves, or I have fish that can hang with them because they are mean little. But the only Mbuna that I have any luck with keeping that's not a complete jerk is the red zebras. And then a couple of, the lemon yellows are pretty peaceful too, but as far as Mbunas go.
John Cox says, the best thing and worst, depending on which tank it gets into. Yeah, that's super, super true. So now I know like MD Fish Tank likes to have duckweed in all of his new scapes because it helps prevent the growth of a bunch of the algae that you get with the new tank. So,
pros and cons.
Yeah, pros and cons. Yellow labs and red zebras are somewhat peaceful, which they can. Lazarus keeps them with peaceful fish. The yellow labs. Peplin Creek. I'm off Maboona. It's been clean for 60 days now.
Now that guy has got some very nice star sapphires. Very
I know.
nice.
I was drooling.
I'm still geeking out on those, Brian. Of course, now if you would have hopped in the car and came with me, you could have went with me to the cichlid shack. That was amazing too. If you're an African fish keeper, you have to hit that if you're ever in the Tempe, Arizona area. That thing was amazing. Caught duckweed.
Set up protected plant swap with another hobbyist. Caught duckweed.
Welcome to the chat, Rob. What's a heck of a way to come in right there, man.
Oh my gosh. Peplin Creek says you will get some fry someday.
Yeah, those we've kept them in the past. Like I said, I had 3 or 4 beautiful ones.
Yeah, really pretty. Love them.
I was so upset when they lost.
So Dragonlair says he brought some huge salvinia from a lake in Florida. It grows the size of giant duckweed in my tubs. I've heard of that stuff. Yeah. Well, we got 1 minute, so we should probably wrap this up.
So guys, if you have ever wanted to go or have never went to Griffin's Fish Room, he is immediately after me, and he puts out a pretty good deal. He usually does an open panel and lots of good chat, and everybody has a good time. Head on over there. He's a great guy. Also, I want to take the time to thank my mods. Appreciate all of you for what you do, and obviously appreciate all my super chatters tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. And anyway, guys, we look forward to seeing y'all next week. And like I said, I do plan to get some stuff going with the old videos. And then also we will have our merch up and running here soon. And then the other thing I will be doing is getting the members side going for y'all too. So we've got some cool things coming down the pipeline. And like I said, we'll get it figured out. Like I said, a year ago, we weren't even really YouTubers. We were just doing this to get our fish in front of our family, and it's turned into this. But again, I appreciate each and every one of you, and appreciate y'all showing up every week for the hour of me and Danny's nonsense. Anyway, guys, like I said, if you want to head on over to Griffin's Fish Room, he's a great guy. And Candy and all my mods, thanks again. So we will see y'all next week. So as
love
always,
your fish.
As I was going to say, as always, love your fish. It's Kenny E and Danny E gone for this week. You guys have a great week.
Have a great night, guys.